Good afternoon. Welcome to Jim Munley's World of Weather. You clicked on to the long-range weather forecast discussion for August 22nd through September 5th. Before we get to the forecast, we're going to talk about Henry. This is the current position as of 2 p.m., 29.7 north, 71.4 west. Maximum sustained winds are 65 miles per hour, and movement is towards the west at 10. Now, this is the forecast path that it's forecast to take. And we'll put the cone in, and you'll see, as it's called, the cone of uncertainty. And again, don't focus on the exact track because it can go to the right or to the left of the cone. And another thing, just because if you're not in the cone area, you can still have impacts outside, such as high waves and coastal flooding and so forth, and heavy rain. So this is the current path now. Shift back to the right of what it was yesterday before they had New York City in the path. But now it looks like the threat would be mostly New England at this time. It could still shift. And we're going to take a look at the current. This is the wave heights. This is at its closest approach coming to the coast. You can see the wave heights here approaching maybe 6 feet in some areas. And we're going to go forward in time. This is what hour? Okay, we're going to go forward. And then it starts lifting away. This is the wave heights. And what this other thing I want to show is the ASCAT wind field. Now here's the center of the eye, and I want to look at the center of the storm. We're going to look at that too. This is the latest satellite imagery, and you can see that this is a circulation maybe starting to form back into the center. Before you can see in this loop, it's more to the north because it's experiencing shear and northeasterly shear that across this area. Okay, and it looks like it might be starting to reform as we get into the colder tops. Because if you look at the ASCAT, see here's the center of the winds, and the winds are coming in here around this circulation, and it's forecast to track to the west and then to the northwest, and we'll take a look at that at the surface. I'm going to try to slide this over a little bit. We're going to go to, here's Henry down in your lower right hand corner. That's 8 a.m. Friday. I have multiple screens. Here's 8 a.m., then 8 p.m., then we go to 8 a.m. on Saturday. Then it starts making a northward turn because what we have here is a ridge over New England here that'll be moving eastward. Also, we'll have an upper low here across the mid-Atlantic, and this will steer the system north. Now, this all has to happen at the right time. If this ridge holds further back to the west, it could allow Henry to go out more to the northeast. But if it comes over New England, across this area here, across Maine, and the upper low here, this will force it more closer to the coast. So there's a lot of variables that we'll have to keep an eye on. So this is 8 p.m. Saturday, 8 a.m. Saturday, 8 p.m. And then we go to 8 a.m. and then it starts going into New England late Sunday night. This is the GFS. We look at the European. Doesn't seem to be as strong, and again brings it into New England. And then we'll look at the European ensembles. See, it still has rain coming in parts of the Mid-Atlantic region. But this could still change. There still could be adjustments with the track of the system. So I showed you the wave heights. I showed you the latest satellite imagery. You can see this is where the center was, more centered to the north. Now it looks like it's starting to come back into the center. Because now we're going to look at the rainfall amounts here at Henry. This will be day 1. Then we'll go to day 2. See, there's still some rain current across the Mid-Atlantic here. Further to the south, the heaviest rain will be in day 3. The heaviest rain remains offshore, eastern New York City. So there's still a lot to be watched. Here's the current position again, 29.7 north, 71.4 west. Maximum sustained winds are 65 miles per hour. And the latest satellite loop. As good outflow here to the north of the center. But again, most of it is being shrugged to the west and to the south. Okay, we're going to get now to the forecast. This is for the period August 22nd to 26th. And the westerlies remain across the north, across the northern states, and that will send several fronts through the northern states, and this will lead to an active period across the region. A trough in the west and a ridge is forecast across the southern states. Henry expected to come very close to eastern New England by late Saturday into Monday with gusty winds and heavy rainfall. Stormy conditions will become more likely for eastern New England by Sunday afternoon as Henry approaches from the south and comes very close enough to produce heavy rain, strong winds, and coastal flooding. This is all could change, and it's not important to that. It is important to note that future adjustments in the track can be expected, and the impacts will become more predictable in the days ahead. So with this period, we're going to have several fronts that will be traversing the northern tier, and this could bring potential for scattered storms and rain from the north central states to the Great Lakes. Okay, now we're going to look at the period for August 22nd, 27th to 31st. And a zone of flow is forecast across the states exceed here with the broad ridge across the southern states, modeled in good agreement. So for this forecast period, I'm calling for above normal temperatures for this region, and I'm calling for anomalies of 6 to 12 degrees above normal for precipitation, calling for below normal precipitation for this region, and the probability of occurrence is 35 to 40%. And above normal precipitation forecast for this region here, probability of occurrence is 35 to 40%. Looking ahead to the start of meteorological spring, September 1st to the 5th, and the beginning of a new month. A little change in overall patterns expected. We still have a zone of flow across the northern states, a ridge across the southern states. I gotta hurry up, I'm gonna run out of time. And a ridge across the southern states. So for this forecast period, I'm calling for above normal temperatures for this region, and the anomalies of 4 to 8 degrees above normal are forecast. And for precipitation, calling for below normal precipitation for this region here. Probability of occurrence is 35 to 40%, and we have above normal precipitation forecast from East Texas into the southeast, and the probability of occurrence is 35 to 40%. That's the long-range weather forecast discussion for August 22nd to August 5th. Thanks for coming to Jim Munley's World of Weather, and have a good day.